it's Kristen. Welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what we eat in a week as a family of 6. So I'm going to share with you 5 meals that we ate this week, and most of these recipes are ones that we eat over and over again, just kind of on a rotation. If we get tired of them, we move it out of the rotation, then bring it back in eventually. But I'm just going to show you little fast motion clips of me kind of prepping the meals and cooking them, and then what it looks like when I'm done cooking it. So if you enjoy this video, I'd love it if you would give it a thumbs up. Maybe leave me a comment down below and let me know if any of these recipes look good to you, or if you see a recipe that you think you would like to try in your home. Leave me a comment down below because I love to hear from you guys. I'll list all the recipes in the description box below for you, so let's get into the video. So on day 1, we're making a Dutch oven chicken and potatoes recipe. I like to use red potatoes for this because I don't have to cut the skins off. If you use like russet potatoes, things like that, you generally have to cut the skins off because they don't taste very good and they're kind of tough. So I just got some ghee going in the bottom of my cast iron Dutch oven. I have some organic chicken thighs here. I'm just going to put some salt and pepper on them, and when the oil gets nice and hot in the Dutch oven, I'm going to brown the thighs in the bottom of it. I'm not trying to fully cook the chicken thighs at this point. We're going to do that in the oven. So while those are just browning, I'm going to go ahead and get some garlic minced up, and I'm flipping over the chicken thighs once they get a little bit brown and they're not sticking on the bottom. That's how I can tell that they are ready to be flipped. So I'm going to flip those over, and then once they're browned on both sides, I'm going to add this garlic to the ghee in the bottom of the pan, as well as the potatoes. Carefully placing the potatoes in the bottom of the Dutch oven because the oil is quite hot, and before that, as you saw, I added the garlic to the bottom just to get that kind of browning a little bit. So once I get all the potatoes in there, I'm just going to add the chicken thighs on top, and again, they are not cooked all the way. That's not what you're looking for at this point. Also I'm going to add some organic low sodium chicken stock. I usually like to make this, but I didn't happen to have any on hand. We had some sicknesses recently, so I had used up all of our chicken stock, homemade chicken stock. So adding some of that to the Dutch oven, and then I'm going to put the chicken thighs on top and get it in the oven. With the chicken stock and the ghee in this recipe, the flavor is really so good, and my kids absolutely love it when I make this recipe. It's really so simple and cooks up super quick, but they love it, and I love to serve it with some veggies on the side. You could add sauerkraut and it would be delicious as well. And for day 2, we're doing a really simple chicken tortilla soup. So the night prior, I had made a whole chicken in my Instant Pot, and I have a video as well as a blog post sharing how I do that. I unfortunately did not get that on film. I just did it, and I wasn't even thinking about how I needed to get it on film. So I have all this chicken that I have separated from the whole chicken. And so today like I said, we're just doing a super simple chicken tortilla soup. It involved just kind of sauteing some garlic, and then I added chicken stock to the pot, as well as fresh cilantro and oregano. And now I'm just chopping up the toppings for the soup. We love to add fresh avocado and tomatoes to the soup. If we have sour cream on hand, we'll add that as well. And if we have tortilla chips, then we will eat it with tortilla chips. So after I warmed the chicken stock with those herbs, I just added the shredded chicken that I had already pre-cooked in my Instant Pot. And then here is the soup base that we have. And then what really makes it fun and interesting is adding all the toppings. So as I mentioned, we love the fresh tomatoes, the avocado, freshly shredded cheese. If we have sour cream on hand, that's really delicious on top. And we love to finish it off with a squeeze of lime. And then my kids do like to eat it with tortilla chips. Day 3 is gluten-free chicken pot pie, so I'm getting some mixed vegetables boiling over there. This is a favorite recipe in my house. If you were to ask my kids what their favorite meal is, I think they'd probably say chicken pot pie. So I'm going to start by just heating up my cast iron skillet and getting a good amount of butter going there, and then I had some leftover onions that I had chopped up from something I had made before. So I went ahead and used that, and I'm just getting those all browned up. This is a recipe that a sweet lady from my husband's work made for us right after I had my twin boys, and ever since I had it, I was like, I have to have that recipe. And so I don't know where it came from, but I am going to put it up on the blog, and so that way you guys can have it because it's my absolute favorite. I added some arrowroot starch because the recipe calls for flour, and we don't eat flour in our family. We are gluten sensitive, so we have to have it in like a sourdough form or something like that to make it easier to digest. But I was just making a roux there with the flour and the butter and the onion, and now I'm adding some chicken stock. And then I'm going to add a little bit of raw milk to the mixture, and then we're going to let this sit on the stove and get nice and bubbly and thick. Next up, it is time to make the biscuit topping. So this time I am using a gluten-free mix that I just got from our local grocery store. I'm adding some melted butter, an egg, as well as some milk to the mixture, and then I'm just going to get that all mixed up, all while keeping an eye on this mixture on the side there. It was getting plenty thick and bubbly, so I moved it off the heat. And now it's time to add the chicken to the mixture. So as I mentioned, I'm using that Instant Pot whole chicken that I made earlier in the week. I love, it's like my biggest hack for feeding larger families is just buy a whole chicken per week and roast it and then use the pieces in various recipes throughout the week. So I like this nice and shredded up, so that's what I'm doing here, and just adding that to the mixture. And then I'm going to strain the mixed vegetables that I was boiling on the side and get that added in. We absolutely love this meal. You've got a little bit of carb, a little bit of protein, some healthy fats and vegetables. It really is like the perfect meal, and my kids, my whole family, we all just go nuts for it. And for day 4, we're doing a grain-free breakfast frittata. So I am getting some sausage crumbled and browned up in one of my cast iron, and then in the other one, I'm getting some bacon going. Next, I'm just going to crack a bunch of eggs into a bowl. We're gonna add a little bit of heavy cream, some milk. We're gonna do a little bit of Dijon mustard and salt and pepper. Next up, I'm just going to get some cheddar cheese shredded. I'm going to use this on the bottom of the 9.5 by 11 pan to kind of take the place of a breading. I don't normally use a breading in it unless I have like gluten-free bread on hand, but I didn't today. But if you're into sourdough, I did just try out a sourdough mixture in the bottom of a similar recipe, actually just today, and it was delicious. We all loved it. So be on the lookout for that, because I'm sure I'll be adding that into one of these videos, or maybe just putting it up on the blog. After getting the bacon and sausage over top of the cheese, I went ahead and added that egg and milk mixture on the top. And then I'm going to use these organic cherry tomatoes just for something added. It really kind of made it fun and different. It was just different, not that your typical breakfast bake, and my kids really love tomatoes, so this was super delicious, a big hit. And lastly, on day 5, we have a super simple chicken salad. So I had some leftover chicken from the Instant Pot chicken. This was the last little bit of it. And I'm just adding some red onion to it. I'm going to chop up some almonds. I just kind of use what I have on hand. If we have grapes, I'll put grapes in it. If we have celery, I'll put celery in it. I didn't have grapes or celery, so I'm not adding those today. But almonds are really, really good in it and gives it a nice crunch. And then I'm just gonna add some mayonnaise and some salt and pepper, and that's about it. We are going to eat these with some gluten-free crackers. We also had a few sourdough English muffins, so a couple of us chose to eat the chicken salad on those instead of the crackers. But as I mentioned, this is super easy, like such a simple recipe, especially when you already have your chicken cooked, and it was just a great quick little meal for us. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope it inspired you to get in the kitchen and cook some healthy meals for your family. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're gonna try out any of these recipes in your home. Again, thanks so much for watching this video today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.